Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ultimus. For today's video, I thought it'd be fun to fill a request that was thrown my way. Someone was asking, actually there's been a couple of people, but I've been asking about my setup and then what computer parts I'm using, what I'm working with as far as computer stuff goes. So we're going to go ahead and do that today. This video, obviously quality is going to be a little bit different because I am recording from my phone. It just made more sense this way rather than trying to move my webcam around and finagle all that. And then I don't have a video camera, so there's that. So phone we'll just have to do. We'll start with like actual desktop setup, what my desk space looks like, and then we'll get into the insidey bits of the computer. So let's jump right in. So here is the actual setup of the desktop. Sorry about the lighting. I'm trying to get as much as I can going here, but there's just not a whole lot up here in my loft. As you can see, working with the two monitors. One is an Asus and one is a BenQ. BenQ1 is obviously higher quality, so that's where I have pretty much all my gameplay going on. Everything I record comes through that one. And anytime I'm watching anything over there, turned into the Chinglish TV stream. Oh, hello, Chinglish. So if I'm ever watching anything or have anything going on a web browser, it's typically on that monitor. And then, of course, the webcam there up top, as you guys can see with the glowing portals. Around to the side. For keyboard, I'm running a Black Widow mechanical. It's still the very loud one, as you can see in here. It's probably the #1 complaint I get out of any of my videos is how annoying my keyboard is. And I don't blame them. I'm currently in the process of hopefully getting another one very, very soon. Current mouse I'm using over there, the Corsair Scimitar, which I love. My Blue Yeti microphone, which does wonders for me. I absolutely love it. And then, of course, the HyperX headset down there. Speakers, of course, over there and over there on the side next to my lava lamp and Thor's hammer. Boop. Don't mind the Sharpies or the cup over there. The Sharpies I have to keep on hand because I use them for work. And, of course, all of the Cute but Deadly and other various random figurines on the desk there. We've got Lego Thor, my personal favorite pen. This thing is awesome. It's got a light on the tip of it. Look at that. It's wonderful. But anyways, so all those guys down there, which is wonderful. And then the Razer Goliathus mouse pad. That's the longer one, so I can have it all set up right there. Which again, I personally like because it keeps my keyboard from moving all over the place on me. Since I'm using a wooden surface desk here. And then, obviously, it's long enough to get the mouse pad on there. I have an external disk drive, as you guys will be able to see right over here. I never actually took the time to invest in one for my computer because I didn't think I needed it. Simply because everything's digital nowadays anyways. And I had one of those laying around my parents' house, so I kind of took it. I asked first, but I took it. So yeah, that's the setup, and then there's some pop vinyls going on up here. Got the Warcraft stuff going on with Nerzul, or not Nerzul, wow, I can't remember his name right now. I don't ever really play StarCraft, I'm not going to lie. Why can't I remember his name? Someone's going to yell at me, I know it. And then we got some more pop vinyls up there, and then we got more junk over here, but there's lots of junk over there, so we're not going to pay attention to that too much. So that's kind of the top level surface stuff of kind of where I'm sitting, where I'm playing, all the stuff, what it's going to look like. So let's go ahead and move on over to the computer itself. So for my actual computer, I keep it over here. Obviously, they just kind of keep it in perspective. There's desk that we just saw, mouse, microphone, all this stuff down there in the corner. There's enough space over here to where it doesn't overheat, which is quite nice. Keep it over here. I have the portable charger for my phone, which helps a lot when I'm out hunting Pokemons for the Pokemon Go, and then the Xbox controller that I rarely use. But I have it just in case, and then I actually have a tripod stand for my webcam, which is actually quite helpful. But what we're going to do is we're going to pull the computer out, and then we're going to talk about the specs and everything going on the inside. So this is what everything looks like on the inside with the side panel popped off. I guess we'll start from the outside and work our way in. The case I'm using is a Corsair. I believe it's a C9, C90, something like that case. But it is all metal, which I like a lot. I found that using the metal case made it feel a lot more sturdy and durable. I wasn't afraid that it was going to crack or break or anything, and I feel like it does help keep the insidey parts in there all cool. I found there probably isn't much of a difference if you're using a liquid cooling system, but the plastic cases felt like they insulated a little bit more, and then the metal case was quite nice during summer. Living in Southern California, your computer gets a little bit warmer than it should, especially in summer. And the cool thing about this case that I absolutely love is the side panel pops off using these little latches here. It's designed to be very similar to like a bullet case, an ammunition case, so it very much has that feel with the guns, the gunmetal on it. It does come in green or black. I went for the green version, though it's hard to tell with the yellow lighting going on up here. Everything looks like it's a tinge yellow, which is unfortunate. And I got some of the stickers, or magnets I should say, on the side of the case. The cool thing too as well is we have the little slots here where we can put more fans if we want on the case, which I didn't feel like I really needed since I've got what I've got going on the inside, which we'll get into in just a little bit here. But yeah, so overall I like it. And then on the opposite side of the case as well, it does the same thing, which is really cool. And this is where, like on the back, all of your cable management stuff will go and do, which is quite nice. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to turn the whole thing off, unplug it, and then I'll just give you the rundown of the computer case without having it still plugged in. But this is what it looks like with all the lights going, everything plugged in, everything working. So we'll unplug it and hopefully it turns back on again. That's actually a little bit better. Lighting's a little more forgiving over here, and this way we can move the case around as we need for stuff, so we can see it. So you guys have seen what it looks like all lit up and everything like that, which is kind of cool. Nothing too crazy as far as the lights are concerned or anything like that. Partly because when I was building this, I was building it on a little bit of a budget, so I didn't have all the stuff I needed or necessarily wanted, but it definitely does get the job done, and it's quite a powerful machine. Stickers and such on the other side. Originally, when I built this, I had a AMD board. I was running the 8-core processor on the Sabertooth board, but ever since then I've actually was able to upgrade it and change things around a little bit, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But this is what the back panel looks like when it comes off. It's excellent for cable management. Now, I don't know how well you can see some of this stuff here, but we got cables all up in there, right? Crazy stuff. Cables, cables, cables. And the thing I love about this case is because all those cables that would normally be on the other side, behind and intertwined and all around your components, and running the risk of causing overheating and just looking messy and gross, are all on the back side of this case now, with these really cool little clamps here, which are very hard to see. Again, I do apologize about the lighting, but I literally have no other place to do this at, so bear with me. But you can see these clamps there, which are pretty cool. And they clamp all of your cables and stuff down so that you don't have to let them even be chilling back here, all empty and stuff like that. I'm really glad this pen came in handy. So literally all my cables for all my boards, components, everything right here in the back, which is really cool. And then this pops just back on, usually pretty simply, but I don't know if I can do it quite with one hand. I'll find out. There we go. And then it just clips back on. A little bit loud. Same thing there. So pretty nifty. The cool thing about this case as well is the front panel actually does come off, which is pretty spiffy if you need to get to any of the fans or any of the stuff going on there on the inside from the front. So let's go ahead and talk other stuff now. So currently I am running the H100i liquid cooling system. It's all closed loop system, so you don't need to worry about refilling or changing out any of the water or oils and anything like that. You just got to take it out. Depending on how dusty your house gets, I usually try to do it about once a month. Take it out and clean it out and wipe down the fans and stuff like that, so it doesn't get too bogged down. But this overall has been wonderful. Keeps my CPU nice and cool. I have never had a single problem with overheating or anything like that, so that's been great. Case fan back here. The processor I am running an i7 processor, and I do not remember the specifics past that. I believe it was Haswell, if I'm not mistaken. What was really cool is, I mentioned before that I was running the AMD processor, the 8-core, which was great, but about 2-3 months after I built this thing, I ended up winning a contest through Tom's Hardware. So I won the i7 processor, the motherboard, and then my hard drive, which I am running a solid state drive, which is nestled nice and tight in there on the top, as you guys can see right there. See if it'll focus for us. Probably not. That's okay. Underneath that, I've got my Western Digital 2 terabyte black hard drive. And then underneath that, I have a Seagate 1 gigabyte hard drive, which unfortunately sounds like it is dying. Any kind of churning sounds that you might hear during the previous stages of this video or any other videos going on are probably that hard drive. So, which is unfortunate because that is where I keep all of my finished video footage on. So I need to replace that quite soon. Power supply is a Rosewell 1000-watt power supply, which is pretty crazy. I ended up getting it on sale a couple Christmases ago. It was actually a present to me to replace my previous power supply because my previous power supply ended up dying on me. But this one thing was on sale for like 60 bucks, so from Newegg, so that was great. Graphics card. Everybody always wants to know about the graphics card. It's one of the more important bits, right? Can we get some light in there? Kind of, sort of, maybe. So GeForce GTX 770. Great card. It's been wonderful. It allows me to play just about everything I want without even issues of it, and be able to play even the new Deus Ex a little bit on it. Not on, maximum settings, obviously, but still runs it quite well. Overwatch, no problems. Obviously, it runs WoW. It's the machine as a whole, what I'm running, allows me to make videos and stream and do all the YouTubing that I want at really good quality still, so I'm very happy with that. Memory I'm running is the Corsair Vengeance. This is still DDR3 because I am running a DDR3 board, but I'm running 16 gigabytes of memory in there, which is, again, great for everything I need to do. To be fair, my system probably is a little bit more than I need, just for the simple stuff that I do, but it is quite nice. And then the motherboard that we are currently running is a Asus Hero 4. And that was the motherboard I ended up winning from the Tom's Hardware contest, which was great. If I can recommend anything, if any of you guys can get a hold of a solid-state drive to run your computer, I pretty much run my operating system and WoW off that, and that's it. Everything else goes through my 2 terabyte, which is still more than enough. But holy cow, start up on a solid-state drive. If you've never experienced it, let me tell you, it is something wonderful. So, yeah, overall, that's pretty much my setup. As you can see, the thing I love the most about this case, honest to God truth, is just how simple the cable management is with it. Like, I don't feel like there's anything really cluttered. The only thing that gets really messy is the cables up here from the liquid cooling system, the way it kind of dangles and hangs down. But other than that, and then this one right here, this particular one, the power supply one that came down here, up here to the motherboard and stuff like that. This one is unfortunately in a really awkward spot, and it's really tight, so there's really not much else I can do with it. But I really don't mind. Like, that's not going to bother me a whole lot. I know some people get really anal about, like, their cord management and their cable management and making sure everything is perfect. But in general, I'm pretty happy with it. The top of the case has screws and such to where you can put different size fans on there. As you can see, you got the wider slotted stuff up here, and I'm using the smaller ones there, which is quite handy depending on what size fans you want to use. So between those up there from the liquid cooling system, I've got the one back here, which is great, and then there are the 2 over here that came with the case. That keeps my case pretty cool. And another thing that's really cool about this, I'm going to turn the case down, is these little filters down here. These help keep pet hair and dust from getting into the computer case down here, because it's got those nice little mesh screens there on the bottom of it. It looks like honeycomb, but very, very small holes on it. But this catches just about all the dust from getting in there from the bottom. Obviously, you're not going to keep all the dust out of your computer, but that helps a lot, especially with my little puppy running around and stuff like that. And it does get pretty dusty here in Southern California when we get the Santa Ana winds blowing through. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think, what else can I talk about on this, because I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Can we see these right here? These are really cool as well. This goes to the back panel where all your cables come through, but they're rubber, so they're not going to get caught or anything. It's not going to cause any damage, and it's also not going to be causing any issue for any electricity, which is great. Yeah, other than that, I think that's pretty much it for the case and for the computer. So that's what I'm running with. Everything I do comes to this computer. The graphics card can actually handle, I believe, up to 4 monitors, which is crazy. I've got the 2. I'd like to get a 3rd eventually, but I just don't think it's really practical right now. I am in the process of trying to upgrade my PC a little bit, just because, this is a couple years old now, and so it's starting to be about that time. But I'm not quite sure what the budget's going to be for it, so we're window shopping. We're putting together a wish list and stuff like that, and hopefully we'll get something together very, very soon. Oh, I guess I should mention this is a mid-tower case. This is not a full-size case, which is why, again, things look a little cramped. But overall, I think the specs for the case and the size for the case is quite great. Again, I've never had any issues with overheating. I don't feel like it's very hard to keep clean or hard to manage and stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it. Let me know if you guys have any more questions. I'm not super savvy when it comes to tech stuff, but I feel like I know enough to make it work. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you did. And I'll catch you next time.